truth.
Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all are having a good day. I want to talk about a little something different, and it's something I've been talking about for about 10 years, maybe a little bit longer and everything. And it seems like it's come to light in a lot of people's ideas now, ever since everybody's started talking about the immigration problem and these foreign nationals coming into the country. And a lot of stir has been going on about that and all this alarming information. Guys, we need to step back just a little bit. Several years ago, before 2015 even, it was going all across the major news organizations that there was terrorist camps inside the United States, and each one was operating autonomously without any interference from the government or anything, or military or police. In fact, it went on to state that there was at least one terrorist camp, or whatever you want to call it, in each and every state, over 50 of them in the United States. And it come to pass later on and everything that it come out that the Chinese had bought and built several ports south of the border on the west coast of China. And had their own shipyards, their own ships coming in. They also built warehouses at these shipyards and brought in their own vehicles, their own trucks, their own truck drivers, their own people to run and work there, with just a small contingent of local labor force that was used there as part of the agreement with the Mexican government. So that right there should have been alarming enough. Then we come out with the information that they've been buying farmland. Well, that is kind of, since we opened up to, letting anybody buy anything, that was kind of going to happen. But the big thing is, guys, everybody's been talking about these Chinese nationals, these Chinese military-aged men coming across the border in recent years. But I'm here to tell you that it's been going on for well over 10 years. I came aware of it in 2015, and actually I want to say this, I started becoming aware of it when I started listening and watching Alex Jones. And from there I started watching Common Sense, Doug Hagman, and a few other people. And I think the radio show that was broadcast on YouTube also was called the Red Radio Show. I can't remember exactly. Dave Hodges was talking to him quite a bit. But what came out of this was what was going on in Colorado and also in other locations, as well as in New Mexico, was that Chinese nationals, military men, was coming over with their own hardened EMF, hardened equipment, radios and vehicles, was coming over and training at Fort Collins, Colorado, as well as locations in and around New Mexico. These people were going out and having Jade Him 15 and Jade Him 16 exercises on local population in these areas, even though it was covered up and censored by the news organization. Also, some of these also were included Ukrainian, Russian, Mongolian, and other nationalities that are not friendly with the United States, but yet they were allowed to train and operate inside the United States. And what they were training for, yes, they was training for how to take down the important infrastructure of communications and supply lines to the United States, including gas, electric, water, communication, telephone, etc. Any other important infrastructures to disable the United States. In fact, it came out during this time that it would take these hardened crews, these well-trained crews, less than 6 hours to disable the entire United States in one fell situation. A Red Dawn situation, if you would. But yes, they could disable the United States right now within. It came out that how many of these people that there was here was that there were well over a battalion of well-trained, hardened Chinese PLA, I think it is, or People's Liberation Army. Yeah, excuse me. The Chinese soldiers, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not good with my acronyms, but the Chinese soldiers, they were here. They're hardened, they're specifically trained for this mission. In fact, they never went home. At estimate, there was a battalion of these here, all together told during this time period. When it started being silenced up or quietened up, there was well over 10,000 foreign troops in the United States ready to go to work as soon as the word came through. All right? That's not including these terrorist organizations, these gang members, The cartels that they've been talking about and stuff like that, guys, are just a drop in the bucket of what's here. This is why Trump is taking a stance so hard against this. He is well aware that the foreign troops in here is equipped and ready to go at the moment's notice. Taking the fact also that the time period that this was going on and a little bit before that, that the deep state, I'm not going to mention which three-letter organizations was involved, but I will say this, that the NSA is just the United States branch of the CIA. Y'all know that the CIA is forbidden to operate inside of the United States. Well, it came out that the NSA is actually made up a portion of the CIA operating inside the United States. But anyway, during this time period, they had begun to stash weapons, ammunition, supplies, and everything else throughout the United States for this event that's getting ready to come place. Not only for gang members, but also homegrown gang members, certain types of militia, foreign nationals, foreign military members. They have the equipment, hardened equipment that's been solidified against EMF attack. They've stashed weapons and munitions all over the United States in certain locations for these events to take place. They have also put out uniforms, badges, and identification for these people, same people, to identify as officials, government officials, or military or police officials, even rescue personnel inside of the United States. All told, again, there's well over 1 million of these people here in the United States. This is a lowball number, guys. You can take my word for this on this. This is a lowball number. If it ever kicks off, and it probably will, we will be well strapped to identify who the enemy is and who is friendly. There's no doubt about this. We are so integrated and intermixed now and lost our liberties to defend ourselves that the eventual takeover of the United States is bound to happen. Patriots notwithstanding, guys, we need to get our facts straight about what's going on. I know there's a couple of people out there that watches my channel that will disagree with me about what's getting ready to go happen and what's going to happen and how it's going to turn out. But right now, guys, with the division and unsettling nature of what's going on in the United States, not only from the social standpoint, but the political and economic standpoints, as well as the immigration problems from the north and the south, as well as all coastal areas, we are bound to be fighting tooth and nail for any kind of freedom we might receive. I want y'all to take that to a fact. We have enough to be worried about right now, guys. We have our economy, we have our social structure going on, food supply, fuel supply, etc., guys. But right now, this is very important. If we want to continue to have fuel and food and a place to live, well, pretty soon we might have to defend ourselves. I hope y'all have a groovy day. And as always, be safe. But do something nice for somebody besides yourself, because always it comes back around for you. Later, taters.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!